Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? We are back.
What's up? We're back. It's React and Draw. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for supporting the channel. We're back again. We're discussing the latest releases, the latest goings on in the American entertainment industry
Yep.
and around the world. We had a couple new releases in the gaming space, and we had a major motion picture release this week called The Crow, the remake of the classic Brandon Lee action adventure fantasy film.
Remake.
Yes, you know. And we're here to talk about something else of a theme in the channel, which is what we like to call the new American aesthetic. Like America seems to have unified its aesthetic, or at least Hollywood has. And we're here to talk about it. This is the visual presentations that we've been giving around the world. We've been saying this is what America entertainment has to offer in terms of visual style, and we've seen a lot of recurring themes within, and that we're personally not a fan of, but I think there's been enough examples of these things that it seems to be this is what America is right now. Like how Japan,
Mhm.
you could tell like what is an anime, or like if you're watching a K-drama, like there's certain like stylistic choices they make. You can immediately say what country that's from. America has the same thing now, except I don't know if it's any good. So we'll get into that.
Right. Hold on, sir. Just
So, by the way, while Sean is getting the technicals ready and the thumbnails, if you happen to pass upon this stream, please, if you enjoy the channel so far, put a like on the video, and we'll get on to it. Listen, The Crow
that's my number one.
has, yes, The Crow, right? Let's scale it back a little bit. Let's go back in time. Let's go back into the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Crow was a film directed by Alice Proyas in the 90s, starring the late Brandon Lee,
Right.
who famously, sadly, died on set in the
Right.
production of this film. It was a hit on release. You know, Obviously people saw it because they wanted to see, the final performance of Brandon Lee because it made, it's part of the news, but they also wanted to see it because it looked very visually appealing and very haunting, and even through the trailers alone,
Right.
you could tell that this was going to be something special, you know. Now, if people walked into theater and the movie had like bad pacing and it failed on that level, or boring in parts, or had some goofy dialogue and things like that, it would shatter the experience. But according to the promotional materials at the time
Mm-hmm.
and just the still photos in the newspapers and stuff, it looked fantastic. It looked like this is looking good. Then people went to the theater and were confirmed, if not had their expectations you know were exceeded, blown away, blown apart into the next stratosphere. It was fantastic. It rose the bar for comic book movies. It rose the bar for like action adventure movies, visual storytelling, a lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
The Crow.
Question. Did you see it in the theater?
I did.
I did
I
not.
did. I did. Opening weekend, it won on a Friday. It was on a Saturday, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did see it, we're in school, right? After, Friday, forget it. You're not gonna get in. Saturday, yes, packed theater. I thought it was great,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I thought it was really cool. You know why it was cool? Because the film, obviously there was like we had to compare it to other things that we seen before that, which was like Batman, Tim Burton stuff.
Yeah, 1989. The
Yes,
Crow was
and
around what, 94? Was it? Um,
I believe it's 94. No, maybe 95.
I'll check.
It might be 94.
Let's see. The Crow.
Crow. I'll look it up. Boom. Yep, 94.
94. Okay.
Yeah, 94. So, um, yeah, so obviously the critics at the time they were comparing it to like Blade Runner, because of the practical sets and production design,
Right.
and they were comparing it to Batman, obviously, because of the gothic flavor of the film and the
Right.
way the set design was. And but the thing about The Crow that was cool is that it still had action choreography a little bit, with the martial arts the and it had an MTV, this is what they used to call back in the day, the MTV aesthetic, where it was cut like a music video.
Okay. Yes.
So,
Right. I remember. Yeah.
right, to the soundtrack, like the visuals we mixed in with the soundtrack to give you that music video quality.
Right.
So, which adds to the kinetic feel to the film. So it's not just like how movies now where it seems like there's no music in the music is incorporated, but it's always like some ironic use of some song, like in Guardians of the Galaxy or something, like a montage or
Or
Deadpool.
yeah, and
Like,
I forgot the name of the movie. It'll come to me. But
yeah, things like Baby Driver and things like that. Back then, it was like we take our music video, our music visual integration very seriously. Like, this is actually really cool.
yes.
It's not like ironic. It's not like Kick Ass, which I like Kick Ass. I like that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, they really took you know, this was actually known as cool. And it's still cool. So anyway, it was sort of like an advancement a little bit from like Batman because Batman was cool. It looked great, but it was like it didn't mix the other two things that The Crow did, which was like the MTV style editing, the different the quickness of the pace of the film, and also Brandon Lee, of course. Like, he's martial arts. He didn't
Yeah.
do like a lot of martial arts in the film, but he did some, and he was like a very athletic person. So the stunt work was like, so without that movie, I don't think the Matrix could be realized in the way it was, or Blade.
Yeah. I would say not.
So it had to be like Batman, The Crow, Blade, and then the Matrix. That's like a clear aesthetic trajectory line
Hmm.
that anyone can see from miles away, right? So it's important. So
We
who we got in
have
the chat? We have someone in the
a
chat.
Cinder Mountain Studio. What's up? What's up? Said constantly being entertained by material on social media is killing our ability to be authentic, even when it comes to something like Borderlands. Borderlands is a great unification of everything that is weak about old Hollywood and new Hollywood. I forgot.
I for,
I forgot
yeah,
that.
Borderlands came out too. Yeah, it did not do well
I
with
forgot about that.
with the audiences or the critics. And it was directed by Eli Roth, right?
Yes, I believe so. Right.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I mean, obviously I don't want to see it now. I mean, not for
Yeah, I mean, I'm
money, but
good. You know what I'm saying? I'm.
but from the trailers I could see that they were like trying for this kind of Guardians of the Galaxy vibe, like heavy, like they were
Mhm.
like, it's almost like I'm ripping this off completely. And it's funny because the Eli Roth, he's like a friend of like Tarantino, and he's like, and all the other directors too, like Edgar Wright and all these people.
Mm.
So it seems like he's like knowledgeable about a lot of about film.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that for this movie, he like basically tried to allegedly, I didn't see it, but ape another person's like style, like James Gunn, like completely.
Yeah.
And I guess it's basically like it seems like it's taken from, I don't know, he was doing like stitching together whatever like is popular today into like one film, which could be cool. I mean, it could be cool if you do it
Hmm.
right. But if it's done without, I don't know, genuine love for the source material, it's gonna come off weird.
Yeah, definitely. Alpha Protos here says I'm late, but I'm here. I mean, we just started. We just started. I haven't
Yeah, we
even
just
started.
started.
I took. Hold on. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Let's give me a second, y'all. One, I need to go get my water before I start like yelling. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna yell. Um, maybe.
Cinder Mountain Studio says Matrix 2 was when it started going downhill.
Yeah, Reloaded was kind of.
Yeah, because it seemed like the Matrix at the 90s, that was like 99. It's
Mm,
almost like kind of interesting that it happened at the last year of the 90s, 99. It was
yeah,
like as we cross into the new millennium, Y2K or whatever.
yeah. You can keep talking. I'm just gonna get some water
Things
real
kind
quick.
of like went weird. Like when the Matrix 2, that was like the most anticipated movie next to the Phantom Menace, right? I remember the Phantom Menace came out the same year as the Matrix, and I remember they were saying at the time the Matrix was better than the Phantom Menace, and the Matrix was going to be the next Star Wars that was going to replace the franchise in terms of popularity. It was like a lot of hype on Matrix. And then Matrix 2 came out, Reloaded. And there were cool parts in it, you know, but it was longer, it was more bloated. It kind of recycled stuff from the Matrix. Like Agent Smith was the villain again, and we thought we'd see something new again, and it didn't happen. And I don't know, it was like kind of like they got to do what they wanted to do, but I don't know, it was kind of strange. First of all, they filmed both of the movies back like at the same time, and then they split them in two. So I'm not sure and they didn't land with the public. The public was like, confused by the whole thing because like the pacing was weird. It seemed like the Matrix One, they really took a lot of time to make this thing, so it got more care. The issue now is like it's funny because the Matrix 4 came out, right? A few years ago. And that movie is a perfect example of what's going on right now, as in what we're discussing in this channel, like the new American aesthetic. It's either no aesthetic or bad aesthetic or like weird aesthetic but it's not beautiful, it's not appealing, it's weird, strange. The Matrix 4 lost the plot in that it was known for having great action choreography, and they forgot to choreograph the fight scenes in the Matrix 4.
Oh, Resurrections.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't see that in theaters, bro.
Like the story was also similarly confusing, like the like constructed like Matrix 2 and 3. But at least Matrix 2 and 3 were like competent on like an action choreography level.
Right.
This one, it looks like they didn't even have an action choreographer. Back then, they were hiring Yun Ping from China, who did all the martial arts films, and they had like Steve Scroce and um, Dave Gibbons drawing the storyboards for the Matrix.
Yeah.
But on Matrix 4, you didn't hear like any of this stuff going on. Like, oh, we hired this action choreographer and all this, and we meticulously storyboarded everything down to a it seemed like they just got on set, and even like the choreography for Mortal Kombat with Cole Young, the new one that came out, was probably like at par with Matrix 4 when it came to the fight scenes. And I don't know what that means. Maybe like the people that were working on it before in the 90s retired, and there's no one left in this new generation that could fill the shoes of the teams of the past.
They
We
can't
don't know,
figure
but
it out.
somehow like the Matrix promised a lot. Matrix 1, and
Hmm.
then we couldn't live up to the promise of the Matrix. We like fell short of the expectations, or we took the wrong lessons from the Matrix or something in a weird way.
Yeah, I don't know what we were doing.
It's an interesting Cinder Mountain said he brought up an interesting point.
Yeah.
Says Matrix 4 was a parody of itself. It had a lot of stuff. The 90s TV show fight choreography, like Xena Warrior Princess choreography. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like
You know what? That is 100%
it was
accurate.
definitely TV show level fight scenes. I might have seen better fight scenes on an episode of Legends of Tomorrow on CW.
Damn.
Like seriously. Which is crazy for the Matrix. It's like you lose the plot so much. You're thinking about like the weird metaphors and all this in the Matrix, and you forgot, like, dude, you're making an action movie. And not only that, you're making a sequel to one of the greatest action movies that America ever made.
Yeah.
Like there are certain like checklists, pre-flight checklists you have to make before you begin your film. Make sure fight scenes are meticulously choreographed. I mean, you wouldn't make a John Wick movie unless your thing was
See,
choreographed, right?
it was only one Wachowski or Wachowski
Yes, involved, right? So you think
sibling that.
right, right, involved. So you think like the other one was the one that cared about these other things? Maybe it's possible. Maybe one thought about like the world building, and the other one thought about like the the fights and the gun fu and all that stuff. And
Well, I mean,
it's possible. I don't really know. I think that they just stopped watching anime, like, and they stopped watching
listen.
John Woo movies and things like that, and they just because that was a thing back in the 90s. Like if you wanted to be cool, you were watching Hong Kong cinema
Yeah.
and watching anime because that's what Tarantino was watching, and you wanted to be cool like him.
Anyway, so
So,
now,
I mean, like for mainstream people.
yeah. So now what we have, right, is we have this month is very special. Like this month is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, this year has been like we started off real strong with failures of Sushi Squad. Just saying that so censors don't catch me on the name like they catching them on Twitter. Because
Exactly.
they're restricted on their own page. They can't even say the name of their own game, which is ironic because their game kind of demolished their whole operation. How's Rocksteady doing? Did anybody check on Rocksteady? Yeah, so yeah, Sushi Squad come out and those numbers. I forgot what their peak was. I think they did a couple thousand.
No.
And then Helldivers 2 came out. And then that was blown out the water. Then
Yeah.
Helldivers 2 went through their own thing. And in the middle of all that chaos, Stellar Blade came out.
Yes.
And that had its own controversy. I remember IGN France was trying to like throw mud in their face, and that didn't work. And the game sold well, to my knowledge. And then we had a series of trailers of games upcoming. This month we had greats like the Star Wars. Isn't Star Wars Outlaws about to come out? I feel like that's about to come
I
out.
think so.
Yeah, I think that's about. Am I bugging? I might be. I might be wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Star Wars. You had Star Wars. Was Star Wars Outlaws? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaw is about to come out, and that was catching some kind of flack. Um, the Acolyte came out,
Hmm.
and apparently there's no season two. Apparently there's no season two. I was told by an individual on Elon Musk app that Disney can renew anything because they are doing well. So I'm personally confused as to why there is no season two of this show that I did not watch. Um, I thought it was doing great. At least that's what I was told. I don't know. Maybe those individuals were misinformed. There was only two of them that told me that anyway. So yeah, that happened, and then this month we saw the trailers in the past coming months of such great titles as Concord. Uh, what else? This game that just came out that was kind of flying under my radar. To be honest, I didn't understand. Dustborn, which
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Concord is pretty cringe. We've talked about it here on this channel before, but Dustborn truly takes the cake. And
Yeah.
then, of course, you have once again on the American lines, the remake of The Crow that we were just talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and say something here. This man saw it in the theater. I did not get to see it in the theater. I
I
saw
saw
it.
the original in the theater, not this new one, just to be clear.
Oh yes, yes. Sorry, the original movie. The original movie. None of us have seen this new one that is apparently it's out
Tomorrow.
tomorrow, and I can surely say without a shadow of a doubt that I, Sean slash Art Attack, as known on my social media, will not be watching this film. I didn't like the trailer. I didn't like the second trailer. I didn't like the clips. Any of the clips I saw a clip with him fighting in the car. I didn't like any of that. The Crow, the original Crow, 1994, is my favorite comic book movie of all time.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. Can't lie.
Had the atmosphere, it had the music, it had everything I wanted. It is unfortunate that Brandon Lee lost his life. I mean, he rest in peace.
Yeah. The Crow, I think, is a movie that's really gonna bring this whole thing home for people. I'll get into that in a minute. Like, 'cause it's a very like you contrast the old one and the new one.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like, I know like people don't like React channels sometimes. Like, think like, oh, they're just like it's not the first time watching The Crow. Like, they don't believe these people have never saw it. But I do believe they never saw it because there's a lot of normie people who never saw like anything past the time they were born,
yeah,
and even
yeah.
that because now people are watching TikTok. They're watching like I don't know random crap, politics and stuff. So they don't got time to watch like a movie from 1994. Like people in 1994, you could ask a bunch of teenagers from 1994 and they weren't watching movies from 1964,
Right.
1954. You know, if there was internet back then, they'd be doing like first time watch Casablanca. And then you would actually and then you would believe that a young person never saw Casablanca. So why don't believe that a young person right now hasn't seen The Crow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In 1994, that was a while back.
But a lot of
Um,
young people are reacting to it. They're saying that, wow, that looked great and it sounds great and the music is great. Like I didn't know.
Hold on.
And like,
Cinder had
oh,
a question. It says, "What three shows or films are you guys watching now that you would be considered to be cooking?"
what's
Wait.
cooking? What's up, Doc? What's
What
cooking?
three show?
What
Now, when you say this, you mean like three
or films
shows or films?
that I'm watching right now that I consider to be cooking, like good, right? Cooking with
I
gas.
can't give you cooking. I could give you I.
Not movie,
Hey,
not not movies that are cooked, as in bad.
like Borderlands was cooked. Apparently, I
Right,
don't know.
right, right,
Allegedly,
right,
I
right,
didn't see it.
right. But cooking. Interesting question.
Oof.
I have seen a lot of movies recently. I don't know about what was like,
2024, bro.
damn, that was dope. I mean, like recent things or just anything. Like, because I'll watch something from the past and I'll be like, that's cooking. But when was this movie made? 1985. So let's just say, what am I watching? What am I watching? What did I see recently? I saw like a few movies recently, actually. I saw Bad Boys. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, Bad Boys
But
was cool.
is
Bad
it
Boys cool.
cooking?
It was. It was. It was. It was. It was. It
It
was.
was beginning to sizzle,
It was sizzling in the pot.
but was it
It was.
cooking though?
I
At
mean, if you
part,
compare it to like Bad
oh
Boys One and
yeah,
Two, then no. But
yeah,
it
no,
was sizzling in the pot though. Like I would
yeah,
say.
it sizzled for a minute. I saw the Fall Guy. There was a little sizzling in there. Um, what's cooking? You know, sometimes you just don't remember these things. Like, trying to
Deadpool. I
think.
saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, I didn't even see that. So
That was sizzling in the pot too. Like I had.
what's it
I ain't gonna
cooking
lie.
though?
Like a lot of it was nostalgia
Were
bait.
they chefing the pot right now? Where they had the cauldron and they were
Well,
chefing up
can
the
I talk
soup?
about spoilers? Like it's like the spoilers. I feel like they're online. Not major spoilers, but what's up, Brina? Brina's in the chat.
It's tough because there's like parts of movies now that are good, and then other parts are like meh. But like, you don't
Like,
leave the
okay,
theater like in your euphoria anymore. Like when you watch like
nah.
the Die Hard movie or Die Hard, even Die Hard with a Vengeance. I would pray for a movie like that. You just walk out like, wow, that was kind of cool.
Like
That was
you know what?
cool.
Wish I saw. Actually, I'm not gonna talk
Like,
about that
like
movie
I
again.
saw Maxine. I saw that. It was okay, and then it kind of like was all right. So it was like all right. I saw what else that came out? I'm trying to think. I need a list. That's not good.
I don't know,
I know
man.
what shows that I like of modern era that are good that I would recommend. Like I'm going to recommend some things from the modern era. If
Mm-hmm.
you haven't, Gangs of London. People need to watch Gangs of
Oh
London.
right, yes, yeah, yeah,
Brianna's
yeah,
in
yeah.
the chat too, so she can confirm. Gangs of London, great show.
Yes.
You should watch it. It's a TV show by the guy who directed the Raid movies.
Now
And each
those movies was cooking.
right. So if you love the Raid, and if you love the Raid, you guys got to be watching Gangs of London because every episode has a fight scene on the level of at least one of the fight scenes on the Raid, which is kind of crazy. It's like he's overperforming for what television is right now.
Right.
Like the competition on television ain't that great, and he's overperforming. It's like with in the Simpsons when they say stop, stop, he's already dead. Like when Homer's beating up the Hamburglar or something,
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. Like it's so good that there's no reason it should be that good to be. But I'm not complaining. I'm not gonna give for it. I want to keep being great.
Right.
So Gangs of London, definitely watch that. Um, what else is cool? This is cool. I mean, there's Korean films, like you watch there's a show. There's a the Villainous that came out a few years ago.
I ain't see that
It's a little
actually.
long, but the action scenes are great. It's about a assassin that's trained by, I guess, the government there that goes rogue. It's like the Fem Nikita type stuff,
Mm.
but the action scenes are great. They use GoPro well in there. That's a person who probably should have directed The Crow, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
They got to look overseas now to get the cool because America has a cool deficit right now. We're running at a deficit.
But yeah, I guess those are some examples.
There's a few on Netflix. I just forgot. There was a time travel Korean drama.
Mm-hmm.
Is action thing that came out. Netflix Korean action time travel. Sometimes the names are these titles are like very generic. Sisyphus.
Okay.
It's only one season show. It's a time travel show.
Mm-hmm.
Where people from the dystopian future time travel to our future to try to stop the apocalypse or to keep it going. Like, you know what I mean? Because there are people in charge that like the future that they run. So they fight in our time. And it's pretty good. So Sisyphus is pretty good.
Excuse me, y'all. Sorry.
I mean, these are like off-brand choices, you know what I mean? This ain't like, Star Wars or anything like that.
There is no Star Wars.
But this is how I roll. In this current day and time, you got to hunt and peck for the good stuff. Power 900 is here. What's up?
What up, bro? What up? What up? What up?
Cinder Mountain says, I'll never play another Star Wars game until I get my real Battlefront 2 remaster. You gotta stand strong. Gotta stand strong. Cinder Mountain says, hey, I started working in film because I discovered Kurosawa movies.
Oh,
There
working
you
in
go.
film. Oh, awesome.
We're all going back in time right now. Like if the music's not great, you gotta go back to decades past. That's what a lot of people are doing right now.
I was talking with somebody, young person, like in their 20s, and they were saying like, yo, they're just like going back and listening to older music. I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
Cinderman Studio says, you guys are talking microwave movies, hot to the touch, frozen in the center. That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
like
I'm so. I know everybody loved Deadpool and Wolverine. I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it, but I did love the cameos.
right. Because
I
now even
wasn't I
I'm
wasn't
hearing,
mad at the film. Like I'm not even saying it was a bad film. Like I wasn't mad at the film. It's just I'm like cool. I mean, you know,
yeah, it's like it's a good description. Like microwave movies, like you got the beef patty, you took it right out of the freezer, and instead of defrosting it, you just shoved it right in the microwave to cook, and then you open it up, and it's just in the middle, still cold. Because like you wanted like Bad Boys 4, you want to like Deadpool Wolverine, and you do the parts, but then like the whole thing is like, but you take what you get at this point. It's like, well, I can't reheat it again because I got to run, so it's
yeah.
better to have a beef patty with a little cold in the center than no beef patty or a bad meal that's completely bad. Like reheated gruel or something is your other choice. So it's like when those two choices are presented, it's like I'll definitely take the beef patty that's partially cooked. It's like when I'm hearing about Alien Romulus now.
hmm
Like I think the reviews are good, like on Rotten Tomatoes.
hmm
So it might be okay to watch. I don't know. But from what I'm hearing from like other people, like online, like Chris Gore and people, they're saying like the aesthetics are good. Like it's probably one of the like it legit looks like an alien film. Like they
Right.
didn't
Okay.
mess up on like the set design of the ship or like,
I mean, I
this, that, and
figured
the
so
third.
from the look of the trailer.
But they're saying that a lot of some of the dialogue is cringe and the plot gets kind of uh lackluster or silly at the end or something. So it has like the same structural problems as other movies.
Mm.
And and it like borrows from other movies from the past, like lines from other movies to try to get you hyped, but it doesn't give you anything new or things like that.
Huh.
But I don't know. It's been rare that there's been like a movie that's been like, wow, everyone across the board is like, this is awesome. And maybe that's social media. Maybe we critique movies too much, but I don't know. I think everyone's noticing the same problems. Yeah, so Power 900 says, funny, allegedly, there's been statistics regarding people of the younger generation, younger demographic,
Mm.
playing retro stuff and watching older content, according to Mr. Neon. Who knows, Dan? It's
So
true
yeah,
because,
I can confirm that. Like I said,
yeah,
I was talking to somebody that is like early 20s, and and you know this person, you know what I'm saying, like he they're from like the streets, you know what I mean, and they are listening to songs older than me, bro, like
yeah,
because nothing has sticking power anymore. Like everything is
true.
really frivolous. Even the music when you go on now, especially like you ever go and see some of these new artists, like their songs are like 2 to 3 minutes long.
Yeah, they're really like algorithm chasers.
It's like the
Like,
songs were made for TikTok or something. Like it's weird.
yeah, they're making them super short on purpose so they can play most of it on TikTok.
hmm
And hopefully some like influencer will, shake their derriere to one of their songs and get it to the top of the charts. But it's so engineered towards them, and it's never any like thing like rock or some experimental thing or anything with dark atmosphere. They want it to be light and poppy
Yeah,
so that a TikToker will dance to it so that
yeah,
they can get on the charts. And they don't have any like moody intro. And I'm not even
nah.
talking like this is like, oh, the whatever, the Beatles or Pink Floyd versus some pop star or anything like that. I'm not making like some kind of heady comparisons.
Mm.
I'm just talking about like Michael Jackson's like Dirty Diana probably couldn't get a hit these days because it has like a moody synthesizer intro where it's like boom,
you're
boom,
you're probably
boom.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like little like moody, like, ooh, we're in a situation happening, and then he launches into his song. You know what I mean? It's they don't have anything. You're just like start singing, start putting a whatever pre-programmed dance beat on it now.
Mm.
Like no time. I need it to trend right now. It's like we're down to like the lowest common denominator, which is like sorority girl or something. They got no time for your nonsense. I need to be entertained in this moment.
Mm.
That's why Billie Eilish, who like I don't know, somehow snuck into like she made it. So like now that's like as atmosphere as it gets, with them. It's like
Yeah.
she's probably challenging all their social. That's how like that's where the bar is right now. So um I think if she wasn't there, it'd be like let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Plus, also on the older stuff, we've never lived in a time where older things have been freely available to poor people or the regular public. Like everything on Spotify is free. Like every music song that's ever been made is free on Spotify. That was not the case back in my generation.
Oh yes, that's true.
I couldn't go listen to something before I was born. It just wasn't possible unless you had like a budget,
Yeah.
you know, or you were alive back then. You had to actually be alive back then and actually like, you know, get all the albums in real time and have like money. Also, movies too. Movies are free now on everything. Tubi, Parent, Prime, streaming through your house. You don't got to go to the video store. Power 900 says, "Weird time to be alive." Wesley took shots. Wesley Snipes. I
What with the you talking about with the?
don't know. Uh, Power 900 says, "Not the juicy beef patties." Hey man, they're on sale. Cinder Mountain Studio says, "All we want now are movies that don't suck. That's all
and
we can
see,
ask for."
and that's a deep statement right now because that's what we're hoping.
That's all we can hope for
Yeah,
nowadays.
that's what we can hope for. Movies that don't suck. Now we're just looking down to, and it's everything now. Movies that don't suck, games that don't suck, comics that don't suck. And I'm like, can you just not suck, like completely?
Yeah, it's like that's all we can hope for now. Things
And
that are just not terrible, like don't that could stick the landing. Like sticking the landing is just impossible now. Like nothing really sticks the landing as much as we want. Like as long as it doesn't irritate you too much, you're okay. You're like that was pretty okay.
and to answer your question, we did see Kung Fury. That was fun.
Yeah, what's funny? Like Kung Fury 2 has been in production for a long time. I think they had the budget or the money, but then like an investor bailed on them, so they can't make Kung Fury 2. And then like, the writer strike and the actor strike happened, and I don't know if it'd ever be made now. Kung Fury 2.
I didn't even know they were making it too, bro.
Yeah, they were gonna make it like a big movie. They were gonna have like cameos or like actual stars. They were gonna have like Michael Fassbender was gonna be in it, and
Huh?
Arnold Schwarzenegger was gonna be in it.
Really
And then it didn't
interesting.
happen.
Interesting.
But I like Kung Fury too, and it's kind of sad because I don't know what's going on with the director
Hmm.
because he made that movie like I guess for nothing, like the short film, and it had like Hasselhoff at doing the soundtrack,
Yeah.
and it looked like he was like a special effects whiz. So it's like he could probably make another movie for cheap if he really wanted to,
Yeah. But I
you
guess he
know,
wants the full, you
just
know.
complete this mission or something to make this movie, which is great. But it's like I don't know, maybe like he made Kung Fury as a short film. Maybe he could just keep making that like stuff on YouTube and get money that way. That'd be cool. I just like Kung Fury because like it was like he achieved that on like a shoestring budget. It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
I gotta watch that again now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's see. Brina says I can't remember the last time I listened to mainstream music that wasn't already in my playlist.
Huh.
That's true,
Yeah, there you
man.
go.
It's like I find these bands that are new, but it's like it's still not mainstream. Like even in like other genres, like everybody listens to rap. Like what's the big genres right now in music? Country,
I guess so.
rap.
I couldn't even tell you who's big in rap right now.
Yeah, country and rap and pop, like pop stars, like Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift. That's like the big, and then that's it basically. People still making rock music, but new rock music, it's like, I mean, you have whatever is coming out from like Sumerian Records and stuff, so they're like trying to be like mainstream rock or trying to save rock or trying to chart,
Yeah,
like at least put up like put up some soldiers in that area. I tried to listen to some of that stuff. It was okay. I mean, Bad Omens is there. I guess they're the big group that they have.
right.
And then Health, I think is probably the best rock band maybe right now, in my opinion, but like of now,
Yeah,
actively or something. And then you still have classic bands that are still touring and stuff, so I could say they're probably the best, but I guess like of the younger set, they're pretty good. I like Health a lot.
nah, health is pretty good.
Um, yeah. I don't know. What are you guys into? What's your favorite music to listen to? Maybe you could turn me on to some new music. Rap, I don't know. Like it's just like
Listen, when they started introducing, when it went beyond, like I think I was done. Like when it got to like I don't know. It's funny. I used to say like I couldn't understand Ti, and then I had to apologize because I was just like, wait a minute. Oh, we got we got newer mushmouth people coming out right now.
I will say this though, like remember they had the term alternative rock back in the day?
Yeah,
Except like alternative rock was the mainstream, like Pearl Jam and Smashing Pumpkins were like mainstream already, so they kept calling it alternative, and I'm like, you guys are making millions. Aren't you the rock now? Who's the alternative to you? Now it's funny, they have now the alternative again.
yeah.
Because
Anyway,
I think like anyway, let me get off this topic.
no, I was
Power
just gonna.
900 says they claim that songs no longer are boring now. No attention span, that is what's being argued. Oh, they claim that longer songs are boring now. Yeah, it's true.
With our dead attention TikTok brain, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And everybody puts a lot of weight on TikTok. Like, I guess they don't make or break you, but like they love, I mean, TikTok is being used like a
I,
game like Concord.
yeah,
I bet you they got greenlit because they just said, look, the characters in the game look like the people on TikTok. And they take that like app and show it to some rich, you know, boomer investor and say, look, you want to get money from young people. My game looked like what the young people look like on TikTok. So give me money. And they're like, well, I like to get money from young people. So make the game. Like they just like point this app and just say, this is the metric that we use now to determine
yeah.
what's going to be successful for anything. Make your music 3 minutes. It's a pop song, only a pop song, because it'll make money. Because TikTokers like it.
I mean, I guess investors who silly, who are freaking stupid, wouldn't understand why that wouldn't be profitable. But I guess in the initial description, I guess they would think that it would make money. Little do they know, as they're not all finding out. But it's funny, like I don't know. I guess they would have to be like on YouTube to understand like why this stuff won't sell. Like I don't know who funded Concord,
Yeah, it's like we seem to
but
be very like into the algorithm and very much into metrics,
yeah,
except in this world you can pick whatever metric you want to make it mean what you want. Like the reason like the acolyte, they just can point to all these people giving them likes on social media of these actors and like, but
it's
like
like
will it really sell to the audience that the show is built for, that this franchise is built for? It's like the Crow. It's like look at the Crow, the new Crow movie, right? You're drawing some cool fan art right here
oh, thank
of the OG Crow. But look at the Crow, right? For example, right? The new Crow, he looks like a mumble rapper.
Yes,
He's like those guys on. He looks like a dude from smoking vapes on Omegle at like 3 in the morning with like some trap beat playing in the back on a loop,
Right.
waiting for someone to talk to. And that may be like a look that's popular, like on TikTok and whatnot. And then they use that metric to show it to some, I don't know, some elder millennial or some boomer producer and say, "Oh, you want to make this movie for the youth? This is what the youth look like right now." And they didn't even like bother to check. They're like, "All right, sold. Here's $1 million. Go, billions of dollars. Go make this movie." Meanwhile, they didn't check like whether that metric even wants to watch movies, whether they
Mm-hmm.
know what The Crow is. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't see like if they care about like comic books or fantasy movies or anything
Bro,
like
I bet the
that. Like,
investors don't even know The Crow is a comic book.
yeah, maybe the people on TikTok don't care about that. Maybe they just like watching TikTok, other TikTok videos.
Well, I mean,
Or,
just as you are talking right now, just to get into the actual meat of the story of why we're streaming right now, I just want to let and inform people right now that The Crow 2024, with the runtime of 1 hour and 51 minutes, is now on Rotten Tomatoes at 24%. Just to let y'all know. That is the audience score is not in yet.
oh wow, well that's a big boost from like it being 19% like a
Yeah, it
few
was
minutes ago.
19% when the stream started. Now it's 24%. So we shall see. Uh, I can read a couple of just the previews right now because I'm not going to read all of it. The Crow is a familiar concept that turns out to be one of the most spark-free and dull superhero origin stories ever adapted to film. It makes the wrong decision along the way, and it manages to be equally as bad as all the sequels. Okay. Joe Blow. This is counted as a tomato, like a full tomato. From Joe Blow says, or somebody from Joe Blow says, not a disaster, but not entirely a success either. And that was supposed to be a positive.
Yeah,
This person from Mashable says, ugly, incoherent, and ultimately cynical, The Crow evokes the words of wisdom of another horror movie about resurrected corpse on a rampage. Sometimes dead is better.
yeah. Sometimes Dead and Better is a reference to Return of the Living Dead,
Mm-hmm.
a movie from the 80s that's really good, by the way. Um, Also cynical, but funny.
Right.
Like you could tell it's like it's got it's it's campy. It's kind of like a satirical zombie movie
Gotcha.
comedy, very punk, but genuine. You could tell like the director had like an opinion about something to say. He had something to say. He had a voice. This movie looked like it's constructed from like things that they thought that it's like there's that Steve Buscemi meme where he's like, "Hello, fellow kids." It looked like that.
Yeah.
Like he don't know what's cool. He doesn't know what genre he's working with The Crow. The Crow is a gothic, you know, fantasy action thing. Not fantasy like swords and sorcery, but like fantasy and like he's coming back from the dead and mystical shit.
Yeah.
Mystical, mystical, mystical.
We got the Indie Wire says The Crow is not a waste of talent or resources. Worse, it just hangs there on the screen, as undead as Eric himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
This is
positive
director
things
the
going
first.
on, y'all.
Yeah. It's like even the critics can tell, you know what I mean? Like and you know you have to be on point with your movie more when it's not Disney because people are afraid to go at Disney these days because if they get locked out of Disney, they get locked out of access to a lot of premieres.
Right.
So if you're like, you know, a non-Disney film studio, your movie got to be bet good. At least good. At least okay. It can't be terrible. Now you could tell like Alex Proyas, which is the director of the original Crow, he cut his teeth on the music video genres, right? So
Uh-huh.
he used to work in music videos. So he directed a few music videos for people, you know. Some of them not gothic at all, but still he knew about like the pacing of a music video to make things really cool. And obviously he was into cool music and things like that, like in And if you could tell him what's goth, he'll be like, I know what goth is.
Yeah.
I can represent that on screen. I've heard of it. You know, he was not gonna have like his movie be whack. You know, you could tell that this director is willing to let his movie be whack if it can, I don't know, trend online or something. You know, like, it's
Right.
like that's the difference. Alex Proyas directed. You know, he directed the music video for Crowded Houses. Don't dream it's over. And it's, it's interesting though. I mean, it's primitive, but it's like it's still charming.
Mm.
Charming video, great song, of course, classic song. I don't know. I think we lost a lot too when MTV is no longer with us, to make a lot of music videos, and there was no pressure to make great music videos because a lot of directors came from that era. Even
MTV.
the Academy Award winning ones of today
Mm-hmm.
came from music videos, like Spike Jonze, David Fincher.
Actually, wait. I didn't know that David Fincher came from music videos. Actually.
Oh yeah, he directed a lot of music videos. He directed a lot of Madonna music videos.
Oh, okay.
Um, Even Michael Bay came from music videos. I think he
I,
directed Meatloaf or something like that.
hmm. Oh yeah.
Or was that David?
Cinder was saying it in the chat. So few professionals understand pacing now, especially anime, which already had a pacing problems. The only guys we have left is David Fincher. What was the last thing David did?
He did this movie on Netflix called The Killer. A lot of movies called The Killer nowadays. It
Oh,
was
with
with
Fassbender.
Yeah,
I meant to watch that movie. I didn't get to watch it.
it was all right. It was okay. It kind of reminded me a little bit of, I don't know. Not really. I don't know. But it was all right. It was about right on Netflix. Like it
Oh,
was
got you, got
probably
you.
Netflix level okay, I would say. But he is good. I mean, like he already like will be what they call eternal A-list
Yeah,
because he directed Seven,
right.
Fight Club. I mean, like you direct Fight Club, they'll remember you forever.
Oh yeah, one of my
You
favorite
know,
movies of all time. Another one of my favorite movies of all time.
it's like you don't need to do anything else in your life if you directed Fight Club. But he went on to direct other movies. You know what's funny? He was gonna direct World War Z 2.
Really?
Yeah, like they said that the studio, they were like, "Who could we get to direct it?" And they were like, "What's your first choice?" And they said, "Well, my dream choice is David Fincher, but I mean, he'll never say yes to this or something like that." I think like Brad Pitt suggested it and stuff, and they'll be like, "Well, let's ask him." And they're like, "All right." And then they'll be like, they asked him, and he said, "Well, no one really asked me to direct things like this. I'll do it." You know what I'm saying? Like,
What?
he was like, "I'll direct a zombie movie. Okay, whatever." Like, fine. And then they had it all, and then he says that they had it all ready to go, and then like I don't know, some money man dropped out, or the studio said it's gonna cost too much, so they dropped it or something.
Uh.
So you would have had your David Fincher zombie attack movie with Brad Pitt, and it probably would have been really cool
Oh yeah.
in the genre space.
Damn,
And
that
now we
kind of
don't have it
sucks.
anymore. So he has to go back to that, back to trying to win an award or something, like because that's the
Ah,
trajectory he's on, like trying to, win an Academy Award and things like
right.
that.
Um, Skullface is here. What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Skullface, what's up? Having
Cinder says Zodiac was the last real joint Fincher did. I didn't see
agreed,
Zod.
agreed. Yeah, yeah.
We running out, bro.
They're running out. Also, a lot of the things happens with these big directors, like him and Tarantino and things like that. It's
Mm,
like they get so big that their next movie project becomes a big deal.
right.
That and it has to be perfect because on their career track, they have to be perfect with each movie or something. Like I don't know. It gets to the point where they're so big, everyone's all eyes are on them to be perfect. And plus, they're so rich. It's like, why get up in the morning? So a lot of that hunger is kind of dissipated a little bit. so they can really concentrate on one movie. But then you have to wait a long time.
Now, the
It's sort of
overarch.
like the yeah
Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, go ahead. It's sort of like the rich people and like very poor people have the same like end up in the same place. Like one can't get the project off the ground because they ain't got no money, and one has like too much money that they don't feel like making more movies.
Right,
Or them making a movie is such a big deal. Like if David Fincher's making a movie now, it's like, oh, you got to make a movie with a big celebrity. You just can't make a movie with like nobodies. Then it's like, oh, now I got to court the celebrity. And I gotta, he's busy, so that takes time. I don't know.
right.
Anyway, go ahead. What were you saying?
I just have a question about entertainment in general, and the whole question is America on the race to the bottom. Now, the reason now, I suppose this is a sarcastic question, right?
Yeah.
But the reason I am legitimately asking this question is because before we were like, especially things like gaming, action movie genre, like these things were on a decline.
Yeah.
This is no longer a decline, in my opinion, because we're just purposely doing cringe things. Like whatever the worst cringe thing you could think of, they do it, and then they expect results. Like what in the what did maybe I'm wrong? Did the studio put like Bill Skarsgård and what's her name Twigs,
Mhm.
FAK Twigs, whatever, on to do a ASMR session to promote the Crow? Who thought that this cringe idea was a good idea? Who thought that? Matter of fact, I got some clips. Who thought that Dustborn in its entirety was a good idea? Who thought that Amari from Concord running, commenting on her own size and like acting like a whole stereotype, saying, "Ooh, I like to dance," and yelling "Jabam" was a good idea. Like, who thinks that any of these cringe ideas is going to get them into the realm of profitability? Like, and then Skullface and I were talking. You know, um, I guess this will mildly add to the conversation because this is not as bad. But Zack Snyder has his own cartoon, whatever, coming out.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, Twilight of the Gods, and
Right.
it was interesting because it's not really like a style of a cartoon that I would watch. But I was like, all right, cool, he's got some action in it. But then he
Mhm.
decided to promote it as like some kind of like well, I guess it was supposed to be heavy metal style, but it just came off as kind of juvenile. And I'm like, you didn't have to add that level of cringe to promote this. You could have just let it run. So, anyway, the overarching question is why cringe on purpose? Because it's on purpose.
The cringe aesthetic.
Yeah,
Like,
so like a cringe aesthetic. Like, hold on, I'm about to go. Let me go get some stuff right here, real quick stuff because I don't get it. Like I don't get it.
yeah. I mean, I have some thoughts.
Okay, like hold on. Where am
I guess it's like Cinder Mountain says, have you guys tried Momones and Big Dougal and Western? No, I have not. Unless it's a movie reference or something. Power 100 says, I keep getting Django clips in my recommendations.
I?
Interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
Skullface says, devs have no shame anymore. No.
They don't. Hold on, I got one
Also,
for
also,
y'all. If
I
y'all didn't
mean,
see this one,
I
uh,
mean, all right. See it.
where? Hold on, I gotta see where's this?
Alpha says, I blame social media. Executives think social media is real life. Oh, true. Also, you get to pick
Clearly,
and choose which part of social media is real or which, like, Disney loves that. They say like, oh, look at all the likes that the acolyte's getting for it's got 19K likes, so people love this, and they take it to like some. I feel like it's like younger people conning the elder boomers that still work the money in the corporations. Like they just like print out TikTok and show them the impressions, and they go, holy crap.
right.
cringe is making money, or this has potential. Okay, make it as cringy as you can. Go for it.
Right.
Meanwhile, they're not looking at it and saying like, they just like it because some actress is on there that is popular. That's it. Like and they have a big following because they show, you know,
Fella your way.
My bad.
for other reasons than like being in a sci-fi show.
Like, I'm trying to understand.
Okay, this is the game Dustborn that Sean has
Yes.
discovered to make my IQ points drop.
Yes, because
So this is a scene from a video game that was released a couple days ago,
yesterday. Wait.
yesterday,
No. 2 days ago. Sorry.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
All right, and this is an example of what you're talking about is indicative of modern American entertainment. So let's see what's how let's play the clip.
Fella you're with, the black kid, dresses like a writer. Does he know anything?
You are racist.
Fella you're with.
That was like the power move. That was like the show you repping for this game. You press the triangle button and you say you're racist. And this is not like a parody, right? This isn't like.
So I've been apparently the game is dead serious. Like I'm so fascinated. Like I thought Concord was fascinating. I am so fascinated by this game because it is like genius level on how cringe it is. It's like you ever seen what's that y'all ever seen the meme? It's like that dude and he's holding up like a green vial and he's like finally 100% pure cringe. Like that's what
Yeah, they finally did it, y'all. The experiment has been produced.
like they made it. This is like Frankenstein. Like this is genius. Like
Yeah.
to make something this bad
Yeah,
to debut at about
on purpose.
83 players globally.
This is like a skit from like the Babylon Bee, right? To like own.
I mean, a matter of fact, if they told me the Babylon Bee made this game, I'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah. I don't know why they would go through the effort to make an entire game that takes like 8 hours to beat or something. I don't know why you would do
Yo, what's the
that
runtime
to
on
be
this
a
game?
joke. That's a lot of effort for a parody, but
It surely is.
But no, it's actually a real game made by a real studio, published by the studio that made Heavy Rain. Apparently, they saw this game and said, "Hey, you guys got a lot of talent. Let me help you out." I don't know how that happened, but
Not at all. What he said. She said. It.
Wait, what is
Not
this
at
one?
all. What he said. She said. It. What are you, robot?
I'm a robot. I don't have an assigned gender.
Good for you. Wait, so how do we make s'mores?
Robots know about assigned genders, I guess.
why did she ask him anyway what he was like? Why even ask that
But
question?
you cannot assume the robots.
I understand that, but
identity.
like he's even asking him like, "What are you?" He's a robot. Isn't that good enough for you? Or you
So-
have to state your identity.
Alpha
State your
said-
identity, human. I mean, robot.
Alfredo said he couldn't hear the clip. Yeah, the volume of this particular clip is pretty low. Sorry about that. But
Bass boost that up.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to bass boost that up.
Bass boost. Imagine bass boost cringe. the new genre right now. Max boost. Max
Boost up the
gain of
cringe.
cringe. Not only is it cringe, but now it's boosting through your Beats headphone. Anyway.
By the way, this is what and
You know what
this-
it is? You know what it is too? Like even the people that claim that they're gonna give you like a return to bombastic entertainment or movies from the 90s or even comics from the 90s or things like that, even they won't go all the way, some of them, because we've lived in this era of cringe so much that it has sort of seeped into the brain of even well-intentioned people. Which leads me to the point I was gonna make before. Think of the time when the original Crow came out. Think of all the movies that came out before and after. It was like James Cameron was making like True Lies, making Terminator 2.
Yep.
You still had Total Recall, RoboCop.
Yeah, that's a lot of hits. That's a lot of heavy hitters right there.
Batman and Die Hard 1, 2, 3. You had Van Damme still in his prime, like, being the time cop or whatever. Like, even, you know, John Woo, you had music videos that were like music was crazy. People talking about like the song in the trailer for the new Crow is trash
Mm.
because we live in trash times. Back then, you on the soundtrack is ridiculous. You had Rage Against the Machine,
9 Inch Nails.
Nine Inch Nails, The Cure, Pantera. It's ridiculous. It's almost
Wait,
like an abundance of cool.
I just want
So
to
we
let
lived in a cool time, therefore other people were influenced by cool. We live in a cringe time, so people just look to the left to them for inspiration. That person's cringe. They look to the right, he's cringe. They look to the guy who's not as cringe, still has some cringe in him. Like, it's sort of like you would need somebody who would have to divorce himself from our current time and pretend he lived in an alternate timeline where things didn't get bad.
bro,
That person would have to produce work that is fully cool, and then that person would have to be known as the king of entertainment, so that everyone would drop the cringe and just look to that person for inspiration.
we really
And then
got.
they would have to be the children of that person, the children of cool. Because
By
right
the
now
way,
everything's very fractured.
here's the countdown, y'all, to Concord. All right, one day to go. In less than well, what time does it release?
One day to go. Yeah, tomorrow, right?
Yeah, well, for
Maybe
us, that's about 30, about 17 or so minutes away from midnight. Y'all, who's buying it?
no. Who watched the gameplay?
This slow ass gameplay.
Like back, I don't know, and I feel like back in the day before social media, because Alpha Proto had a good comment. He says, "I blame social media, right?" He blames social media, and I do too, because it's like now they just look to the metric. Oh, this cringy person has like 10 million followers, so let's just make the Crow look like that person, or like make the movie look like what that person would like.
Okay, but at what point? Look, this is yo, bro. It is August 22nd right now, 2024. We've had too many examples, too many failures. At what point are investors, developers, movie makers, comic book writers, comic book artists, everybody just not gonna say like, "Hey guys, yeah, I don't think this cringe is making any money."
Yeah, it also
When
doesn't help
has it made money?
hasn't made money. Also, they try to make everything work within their whole like beliefs and their whole political framework and whoever's working in the company's taste. You know what I mean? Like if you hire somebody whose favorite movie is a Notebook, they shouldn't be a producer on The Crow.
No,
Like I don't know, that didn't happen with The Crow. I'm not saying that happened, but I'm saying if that is
might as well
happening,
have.
yeah, it's like they have people who don't understand the genre that they're in. Like there are still people being goth and industrial right now, or at least in the alternative scene. There is still an alternative scene in America. They should have put them on the soundtrack, not a mashup, not some. You saw the song on the trailer to the Crow movie had Ozzy Osbourne, Travis Scott, and Post Malone. I'm like, who put this soundtrack together? Like I don't know. It sounds like an executive on like America's Got Talent put this song on like to play before the juggler like does his routine. It's so bland, so mainstream, and they think that they're rocking because they have Ozzy Osbourne. I'm like, first of all, we can all respect Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. We can all respect what he's done for the genre, but the genre he's doing wasn't even the genre. Like it's sort of like the song he's singing on isn't fitting the aesthetic, or should be the aesthetic of the Crow.
Right.
Travis Scott is rapping, and you got Post Malone who's a singer. He's singing. It's like, look, no one in there. They didn't even have a soundtrack. Music was such a big part of the original one. They can't even get people who are like in the rock genre, the goth genre, the industrial genre, the mix of all three.
I mean, I think the
Hard
problem.
rock. You can't even get hard rock in there. It's like people don't even know what a genre is. They don't know what a look is. They don't know what a vibe, like atmosphere.
Well, it's too.
They think they could make a Crow movie without gothic visuals.
Well, these people can't even write dialogue. You think they're gonna make gothic visuals and get like a soundtrack? Which
Did you think
wait,
anything?
hold on. This is a dog trailer. Hold on. I gotta see this. Wait, I've been waiting for this one.
Let's go. This will be fun.
Doll. Doll is what Bill Cosby used to say
This
before.
is my element. Just watch me work.
Doll.
Deploying the dome.
Thanks. I'll get you back.
Healing pad right here.
Okay, that is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how they were gonna make Dawes dodge, since Dodge, Dawes a hefty individual. But my man just kind of like hops to the side. So okay, understood.
Dome's up. Okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why would that person be on the battlefield, bro?
Oh no. Why don't you show them, as to compare and contrast, what our friends on the other side of the world are doing right now? Why don't you show them a visual from the new game you downloaded a little while ago called Mecha Break,
Oh,
and see, what they're doing, And while you do that, I look at the chat.
there's some new Phantom Blade Zero stuff too.
Cinder Mountain says also this. Yeah, show that too. Cinder Mountain Studio says, "Do you guys feel seen because they put Yasuke in the newest Assassin's Creed? Do you feel represented?"
Yeah, to be honest, I shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? Like when they made Black Aragorn. And, no.
Yeah, Black Arrow. Yeah, Blaragorn.
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 I tell you what. I
understand
tell you what. Like no, on some real talk though. I'm gonna need them to stop because like every day that they do this,
Yeah.
they just make us synonymous with cringe. Like it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
someone,
yeah.
like I'm gonna walk outside and be like, "Hey, that black guy, he's cringe," and I'm like, "Yo, that's not me, fam. Like I came from the '80s. Like I don't know
Yeah, they're
what these
making
people
us look.
like.
They make
Whoa,
it any dark skinned individual.
it's
They're
looking.
making us synonymous with making the game look raggedy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't down with that stuff
Like
that
you
they're
can
making
make a
right now.
game, movie, show, or whatever with a a diverse like protagonist
The
or cast, but they make
Blade, of course, Blade and Wesley Snipes. I got to dig back into ancient times, but
yeah.
Blade. I saw Blade the other day, and I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, this used to be a thing. This guy was cool, and now we're cringe. Now we're synonymous with the cringe that you just showed us, like Daw and
We're so cringe that Marvel can't even make a Blade movie. It's about a man who's a vampire with a trench coat and weapons. It writes itself. I don't understand how you can't like. You're telling me you're so corny.
Yeah.
You're so corny that you can't make a movie about a half vampire dispatching about vampires. Like, what are we doing?
and they're trying to ruin it. They're trying to see because they know like he's like a cool guy who kills vampires,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to have stylish moves while he does it and all this. And they just see him, and it's like, yeah, this is too cool. Let's cringe it up. Let's give him a precocious teenage daughter. Let's have his estranged baby mama, probably say, "You better get my daughter home," in some cutaway scene on the phone, and like they have to nerf him.
Yeah.
And this is what's getting synonymous with like, black people, Hispanics, and all kind of stuff in media right now.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to make them synonymous with cringe and call that the representation. And they're trying to rewrite history. Now Yasuke is like, he was doing stuff he wasn't really, historically doing. And I mean, that's fine. You want to play with history, it's like as entertainment, but I hope they're not saying like this is a real history lesson or something.
I think they were trying to say it. I mean, first of all, they were stealing like replicas of swords from like One Piece and doing all kind of strange behavior at who makes Assassin's Creed again? This is how interested I am in Assassin's Creed. By the way, I'll really play Assassin's Creed. So the whole Yasuke discourse, I didn't really get into it because I don't care enough.
Yeah, and
Person,
I understand the whole thing too on like lying to make people feel better, the people of color feel better,
yeah,
especially like bro, like remember Jada Pinkett was doing the
Anne Boleyn.
Cleopatra. Yeah, and Anne Boleyn is black and all this stuff. And you
This what
gotta
the East doing, by the way, y'all.
yeah, this is the East. That's the aesthetics of the East. Look, yeah, look at that. That's amazing. This is what we're doing. This is like, and believe me, when you release something, a product, you're in competition with the entire world now. That's the global marketplace. And this is what they're doing, And I bet you they probably had the same or less of a budget, most likely less of a budget than Concord. I'm gonna just take a guess and say that I
I
can't.
think you're right. They said Concord was like in development for 8 years. They did reveal that.
I mean, look at Godzilla -1. It costs like way less
15
than the
million.
American Godzilla. Yeah.
15
So Matt,
million.
so like these people, Koreans, the Japanese, they could stretch $1.
They did all that. They was like, hey, you want to make a palette? Hey, you want to make your palette look sensual? Hey, you yeah. Oh, by the way, you hardly gonna see them. It's just in a mech. But we just wanted to give you the option to see the palette though. I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me for going above and beyond. I only played this once, by the way. I have it, but it's on whatchamacallit? It's like a demo release, whatever. Skullface says, no way, 8 years for that. Sony is crazy. Cinder says, Blade is my favorite Disney princess. It
Facts.
said, Power 900 says, Thomas Lockley put his book out about Yasuke back in 29. See, Power knows like the ins and outs of the whole Yasuke controversy.
Oh yeah.
Because him and Makani, they talk about it on his show. But yeah, I remember like it came out and I was just like, first of all, I'm just aesthetically looking to me. This
Mm-hmm.
is going to be an uneducated view of Assassin's Creed, whatever it's called with Yasuke. Yo, my man looked too doofy to use, bro. Assassin's Creed, from as I know in my limited information, you're scouring rooftops. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're trying to get into good positions to assassinate your target.
Right. Right.
They had Yasuke, like I guess Yasuke was reported to be big, like 6 feet tall, and I just saw a clip of him. Now this maybe he doesn't do this through the entire game, and he like jumped off of like a roof and he just like landed on like a big doof, and I'm like, yo, my man don't even look cool on screen, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he's not looking very stealthy.
Yeah, like it's just, he
Alpha
just
Proto says, I think the cure to entertainment is making films for specific demographics. Too many studios are trying to make one size fits all entertainment. Choose a demographic and think about what they like. Yeah, it's tough because it's like they don't want to admit that there's like I guess a young male demographic or something, and then that's what I guess they were complaining about the Wukong game, like in the
yeah,
media. They were like, "Oh, it's for dudes," and it's like, well, and then the guy admitted, "Yeah, it is," and then they freaked out even more or something,
but it's
and it was like, well, there's like there's other things. Like there's a movie right now with what's her name, Blake Lively, and it's like some romantic drama or something. I mean, who's that for? Is that for like I don't know, some dude watching MMA movies and stuff? MMA. No, it's like MMA and like action movies. No, it's made for like women.
mm-hmm.
Some dude's made for dudes. Some is made for both. Some is made for children. Some is made for it's like we have to admit that there are like certain demographics and cater to them, but then We have to admit that we all don't. That's why they like TikTok, because they're like everybody's on it, and the algorithm pushes certain people, so they want to pretend that all young people are the same, and it's like we're not, dude.
Yeah, it's not. You know what? They were disingenuous just this morning, bro. I forgot what it was. Like PC. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to misquote. It was a publication of some kind, and they reported like Black Myth Wukong loses. You know what? Give me a second. I'm gonna go get the because I actually like commented on it. I'll read it verbatim.
And you can still have like a female protagonist in a game that's like, I guess, catered to
Stellar Blade.
the young male demographic, but then you'd have to make Stellar Blade, and it's like, well, can you not do that? And it's like, no, I guess I don't know. I guess you've proven that the East with their sales record proved that you can't, or whatever.
Here it is. I don't know. I don't know how popular these people are. It's
You could, but just yeah. Go ahead.
Black Myth Wukong drops nearly 2 million players in several hours. So they lost a bunch of players in several hours. And I saw this.
All right.
And I was like, okay, guys, let me check the player count that they reported. And they reported it had dropped down to about 200K. The majority of the players that first bought Black Myth Wukong are in China.
Yeah.
They reported about it in the middle of the night. I'm like, yeah, they're asleep. And what's the craziest part about the article, bro? The craziest part about the craziest part about it is that if you click the link and read the actual article, because I went to go read the actual article before I commented on it, they acknowledge that. So I'm like, this is not news. This is not news. If you play Helldivers, well, when it was popping, in the middle of the night, you're gonna have you're gonna have less people on than during the day, because that's just how it works. Nobody reports on that. But the funny part is, and this tweets, what they didn't tweet, they reported that, oh yeah, it probably dropped off because they logged off. But in the tweet, they just say Black Myth Wukong drops nearly 2 million players in several hours. It's like clickbait or something. It's like they just wanted to make it look bad. And then of course I checked today at its peak hours. It went past 2 million to 2.4 million.
Wow.
And I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's like, so all we could do, is this an American publication? I assume it is. I don't know, PC games. I don't know. It's definitely Western of some kind. I was like, so what we do in this country, right, is we make cringe.
Yeah.
And when something cool comes out, we try to shove that down. Stellar Blade, shove that down. Black Wukong, shove that down. So what? So that I can go and lovingly download Dustborn to instruct villain NPCs on their crimes for microaggressing me?
It's funny. It's like it's some kind. They're really attacking these other countries' games too. It's like from overseas, like from here. It's like they've become nationalistic. Like, this is America. They have like American pride. In a minute, they're gonna start using American pride to shame you out of playing like Stellar Blade and Black Myth Wukong and all that stuff, because they're gonna just say, "Hey, buddy, are you a real American? You gotta stop playing these Asian games and start playing like Concord."
I just want you to know,
like they're gonna start using
they don't
like
care,
the nationalism that they hate, that they said that they hated. You know,
this
but now since they are the nation,
this is what Americans are posting right now.
Yeah, that's what Americans are posting right now. Carrying gaming in 2024. You have the People's Republic of China. You got Japan and Korea, you know, in reverse order. And now the I guess the people in the left that have, you know, I guess critiqued America are now pro-America or something and attacking these other nations for making video games. It's like a total flip to the script.
We got an American standing up for a game made by a communist country because the communists here don't like the communists.
Right. It's like they become
what are we doing?
It's like, got woke George Washington in charge of gaming right now. It's like it's weird. It's like I can't even figure it out. It's sort of like so much stuff has flipped that you can't keep the narrative straight anymore. You know, I tell you, you can't tell. You can't kneel for the national anthem, and now we're having a nationalistic media campaign against our enemy, China, and stuff. And it's just like, what is happening, bro? What's
How,
going
how,
on?
how do you get an order like that? Yo, 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 yo. They fell asleep. They fell asleep. They logged off. Yo, make an article. But say in the
Make an
article
article.
that we know that they fell asleep, but just
This is what happens
write
when
it
you
in.
don't know. This is what happens when you don't know what cool is anymore. This is the kind of like
No
brain rot that
facts.
you have when you don't know what is cool. Like if you don't think the Crow 94 is cooler than the new Crow, you know that this country has a problem.
Now I know. Listen, I know there've been some people on my page. I respect them. They said like, "Oh, give the new Crow a chance." Respectfully, I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm not giving that thing a chance. The new Crow does not exist. Okay, Dustborn does not actually. Dustborn might exist for my hilarity pleasure. By the way, can somebody freaking play Dustborn online so I could watch it from the safety of my non-wallet?
But it's isn't it sad though? Like it's like they'll make games just to get roasted online, like it's some kind of
I
humiliation
don't
ritual for
understand that game.
themselves.
Dustborn is a phenomenon. It's like I thought that Concord was peak. I really thought it was peak. Y'all saw the Amari trailer? Did everybody see this trailer? Hey, Mama Bear, how you doing? Like it was really bad. Okay, and we just saw Daw, my man Daw, who whatever. I can't talk about that character without getting canceled. I guess. Um, but then
But
they
that's what
made
it is, right? I
Dustborn.
mean, maybe it's a honeypot. Like they want people to like you know clown the game so they can take
Okay,
their name down and chase them and when the whatever the NWO takes over America or something. Like it just hunt you down. Like who made fun of my video game? You're first on the list or something
all
to
right.
be against the wall. Is that what's happening right now?
I would
Because
agree, but I have a question. Who's coming to check us?
yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know.
Because that would make sense if like they had like some kind of if they made themselves a cult classic and like had
Right.
like a decent like not a big fan base because you can't a game like that can't have a big fan base because
Right.
it is literally like anti-entertainment but like
Correct.
some kind of cult classic and then like they come a crackdown and say the guys who don't like this game and talk about it are bigoted
Yeah,
phobic blah blah blah.
they got no fan base
Yeah, they
to
got
start.
they got like an inverse fan base like they
And it's top down, like praise. Like aren't they having like a Concord short movie that like Amazon Prime is coming out with some movie,
yeah.
some animated thing from the producers of Love, Death, and Robots, and Keanu Reeves has a segment in one of these in this movie, and then Concord has like is one of the segments in the movie. Like they're having
Yeah,
a Concord animated
they have.
short film as part of the
Just want
compilation
to
of
see
this project.
animation of grocery store aunties incoming.
Anyway, let me go to the chat for a second.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna see what Dustborn is streaming right now.
It says Yasuke was in the game Samurai Warriors 5, according to Alpha Proto. Interesting.
Mm.
Interesting.
By the way, just to let y'all
Cinder
know,
says sounds like the Bronx. Yeah, well, I don't know which part, but it's the Bronx is wildin'.
as
Brina
usual.
says being a samurai in an assassin game is ridiculous. Period. I swear, bro. Like, what are they doing? Pound 100 says the school education institution that honored Lockley took the awards back. He talking about like the guy who wrote the book about Yasuke.
Mm. Yeah,
I think
there's a whole
people just want.
controversy there that like.
I swear, like Hollywood, the entertainment industry, they just make up stuff, just like make up things to make people feel better. There's a movie that we always talk about, or I always talk about. It's called. It came out like a few years ago. It was called The Aeronauts, and it starred the actress from Rogue One. I forgot her name, Felicity Jones, I
Mm-hmm.
think. And it was a movie. It's called it based on a true story about a hot air balloon that went up so high it broke a record or something.
Yeah.
And it starred Felicity Jones and some other dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out in history, like it wasn't a woman, it was a guy. It was like two guys
Hmm.
instead. And I think it might have been three guys.
Right.
But there was no one, her character didn't exist in real life. And they said based on a true story. The name of her character was called Amelia Wren. Wren.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia, like Amelia Earhart.
Right.
And Ren sounds like something you would see out of some steampunk novel or a book about dragons and stuff. Like Amelia Wren.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you they're showing this movie in schools and stuff, saying you too could be a pioneer, a hot air balloon aerialist, aeronaut, whatever they call it. And I'm just like, bro, we just rewriting history, historical facts. Anne Boleyn was black. Just to pretend that things. This is what the West does. It's so weird, and I hate when they do it with, like, we got to pretend we the pharaohs. We were the pharaohs. So what was all these like brown skinned Egyptian, Middle East? What were these guys? They were nothing. It was a lie. They weren't the pharaoh. Like, what's that mean? They don't do this in Native American cultures. You know what I mean? Like, they don't do that. They don't pretend.
Listen,
Native
man.
American guy running around pretending he was like the pharaoh of Egypt.
Listen, man, we was
He was just happy to have what he had, and everybody still want to be Indian, including Elizabeth Warren. She want to be Indian. Like, it's like they cool, but they don't gotta like big up. Like, I was really George Washington.
We was kings, man.
Like some Indian guys. Like, I was really Abe Lincoln, though. He looked like me. Like, they don't go around saying that stuff.
I was a black Viking. I was.
Yeah, like, I never seen any Indian person claim that they were some Viking. Like, I never seen any of that stuff. They just happy to be what they had, like, in the culture. They're very proud of the culture. In fact, white people pretended to be them.
Yeah.
I have 1/8 Cherokee. I'm gonna play him in this movie. That's like what every actor was doing. Like Val Kilmer and Johnny Depp were doing in these movies. Thunderheart and the Lone Ranger and and Elizabeth Warren. She had the DNA test and everything. It's like, right. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Not a fan. Just saying.
It was kings. No, let me tell. Kings.
Like, can't it just be like African culture? That's pretty cool. They got a civilization right now. They got black presidents and everything. Can we? Anyway, you're gonna need. You know who would finally make the great African tribal action adventure game? Will probably be a Korean.
Yes.
Because it would look like this or something. It would look like, or some Asian country. It would look like Black Myth Wukong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would see like some dude in Africa when a portal opens up and some cool looking demon pops out, and then the dude from the tribe whips out the spear and he jumps in the air and slashing and has like the energy wave coming out and it looks cool and he looks strong. Meanwhile, if the West did it, he would look like Daw and have some goofy soundtrack, and he would say "Jabam." That's a cool, man. America does not know what cool is.
I got a question. How is your mission to be a DIE diverse? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your mission as a country or something. And y'all can't even do it better than Asian countries. Like, how did that happen?
I'm just saying it's gonna happen. Like, maybe it just outsourced that too. Just outsource. Maybe it was all a plot for the East to take over entertainment completely. Like, they've already take over a lot. They probably. Skullface says Wukong looks dope. I might pick that up.
No, I'm gonna pick it up for sure. Once I get a
There
chance.
says yes.
Sorry, you were saying?
No, I'm just looking at the chat. Power 100 says there's a female consultant they hired for AC, apparently obsessed with Assassin's Creed.
Hmm.
She's apparently obsessed. Says regarding male children too. Wrote a book about. Oh, they talk about other things. Yeah, they have a lot of consultants
Yeah,
in these
consultant.
countries. The consultants are consulting them into
Here you go. Here's your
financial
representation.
ruin.
Who consulted this? Y'all remember when we talked about this? Who consulted this?
Right.
Who
It's
consulted this?
like, yeah, take a guess in the chat, guys. Which uh which character do you think was developed in the East and the West? In America, it was America and Korea. Which country you think produced the picture on the left, and which country produced the picture on the right? In the picture on the left, is it the U.S. or Korea?
I mean, this all
How
be
about you,
talk.
Sean? What do you think?
I don't know. It's a tough question. You know what I'm saying?
Tough question. I
On the
mean,
left, we got what I'm saying we got what in the Del Walker is going on here. You know what I'm saying?
right,
What did he say? The grocery store auntie.
right. And then on the right, you have this is from what was the
Mecca
game
break.
again? Mecha Break. This is yeah.
Create a character, and you know what's crazy? How people. I know some people are like, oh, I bet they didn't even have the correct features. I will have you know, I scoured the entire like create a character mechanic. They did. They had all the Afrocentric features. Guess what? It was all attractive.
Right.
I actually screenshot a character that I made because I made a couple. I should post it up. I'm gonna post it on the weekend or something.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Brina
man.
says, with all the money that Wukong devs have made, hopefully they'll come out with physical version soon.
Hopefully, I tell you what. With all the money that between Stellar Blade, between Black Myth Wukong, because I know some companies are faltering. Like Capcom, they faltering a little bit. I would hope that would send a message, especially to what. Listen, I don't agree. This is divorced from like the governments, right? Like the government of
Mhm.
China, which obviously I'm not a fan. However, as far as like their production level and what they want to
Yeah.
do, I would hope that their approach is mirrored in their future entertainment, which is yo, don't listen to these consulting companies.
Mm.
When
Yeah,
they come
just
at you with stuff, ignore them.
Alpha Proto says the movie Patch Adams did the same thing. The antagonist character was made up. Yeah, and the Social Network. They did that too. In the beginning of the movie, Mark Zuckerberg, or the guy playing him, you know, he's arguing with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, he's talking about something else. Like he's talking about something, and then like his girlfriend just says, "I'm breaking up with you." You know, like she's like fed up with him and stuff. And that girl was made up. You know, the screenwriter made it up. So it's kind of like slandering him, in a way.
Yeah.
But people all this time thought like, oh, this guy sucks or something like this. Can't get a date. Mark Zuck. So but the movie I was talking about, the aeronauts, is pretty bad because like there was actually a person that was in that hot air balloon that won that record, and his family was upset that he was like written out of that movie and replaced with this fake character. It's pretty bad. It's pretty
Yeesh.
bad, but that's Hollywood. Yeah, Brina says, why didn't they make an Amelia Earhart movie? I don't know, because I think like they take joy in messing with other people. Like they get joy from removing someone and replacing them with their fake character. Like they need to mess with you for it to be activism for them, justice for them. Like they just can't make more stuff. You know, it's
Yeah,
like they have to ruin it for somebody else. It has to be part of the equation,
right.
or else there's no thrills for them. It's like, which sounds cruel, but it's maybe that's what they are. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Brina says they're following the one drop rule. One black person was a Viking. We all were.
We always
There
came
was
as
one, so they're all, you know. So when they do the history of hip hop movie, since Eminem was a white rapper,
oh
they're
boy.
going to now have a bunch of white rappers like in the history of hip hop movie.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, there were white rappers. There were more than one. There was like Eminem, Vanilla Ice, I know that guy from Third Base, Beastie Boys.
Mm. Hey, I got a question for y'all. Do y'all remember this game? I forgot this one is supposed to come out, and it's like The Sims kind of. And I think this is. I might be incorrect, but I think this is a Korean company or something.
And
It's funny though because I mean if you look at their creative character, it's similar
what am I looking
to
at? Is this an ad or is this a game?
I'm on their website. This is a game.
No, this is an ad. It says every life becomes a story or something.
I mean, yes, I know, but it's a game.
Oh, oh, really?
I'm on their actual website.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is what is this?
It's like a Sims kind of game that's supposed to be
Oh, it
coming out.
looks. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Enzoy or something like that. And I
Power 900 said MC Search. Yeah, MC Search.
I'm bringing this up. What in the Sims?
Alpha Proto says, I notice people don't say cool anymore. The kids say fire now. It's fire.
We were talking about slang today at work. It was funny. I can't keep up, to be honest. In all honesty, like it's a lot going on. I don't know if it's their creative character. I don't know if they're all aesthetically pleasing.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think an Asian company made this. Now I might be wrong, but if you go to their website, it looks like what is I think is a Korean translation as well. But yeah, they're making their own Sims game. What, they gonna beat us at Sims too?
Yeah, probably. The consumer is a cruel you know group. They just go to what's cool because what's cool is subjective, and it's like, well, I don't know. For them, it seems like they're rolling with this. They have their philosophy of cool, and they're just look. The graphics are like crazy right now on this simulator.
Now I don't know if this is because Sims is a pretty big, entity. So I don't know. I don't think they're gonna topple Sims or anything like that. But I just thought that this was interesting that they were like,
Maybe in Korea there's a better hand-eye coordination when they draw and render and stuff. Like I don't know, like maybe we're just maybe Americans are trying to draw the face and it just comes out, wrecked.
yeah, I don't know. No, they got diversity
Like,
right there.
yeah, they got diversity. They're gonna have to handle our diversity because they actually look like
They're
real
doing
people and look cool. They look like you know even over here we're drawing like I don't know black people looking like Deputy Dog and we just can't draw. Like this country can't draw for crap or something. Yeah, like they're trying to render and they just this was good, right? And it's like
It's like when they try to render this girl from the Star Wars game, and I'm like, at first I'm
yeah,
just like, oh, maybe it's just a bad shading, but then it's like every time I see her, she look dusty, and like every time I see her, she look worse. And
right.
Grumps had a thing today. It's like people would say, he's like, well, they told me before. Oh, well, this is just like the preview of the game. It's not the final engine, and then like the final trailer came out and it still looked the same.
Yeah, and they try to convince you. They try to gaslight you and say like, no, that's how black people look. Oh, I guess you don't like black people then, because that's how they look.
Oh well,
And
yeah.
then you see like this. Then you see like black people. And it's like that's not how black people look. And then you got to play a Korean game and be like, yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Like you watch like a black TV show, like you watch like Power or something like that. They got like these like in shape black men.
Yeah, they wouldn't
attractive black
cast
women and stuff.
They wouldn't cast the people that they render in games. If
Right,
freaking
right,
like
right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying, like
Maybe the art skills are like warping their vision of society or something. It's like you ever like go down like I don't know, walking any busy boulevard and stuff, and then like they have the guys that say I'll draw you or something, and they draw you realistically, and then it's like wow that's me or something. Like, maybe they're the guy that draws you and looks like crap, and then you're like, I look like this. Yeah, you look like that. I have 8 art degrees. That's you. Like that's not me. Maybe they can't draw on something. This is like some big cope.
or they can do something. They just picking the worst examples of whatever they need for main characters.
True.
It's like, did Amari have to look like the way she looked?
True.
Like, I don't know. There's no part of me that was playing like shooter games that said, you know what? I like to, like, while I'm doing my running gunning, it would be better if I resembled the Oracle from the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? This thought never crossed my head, but they gonna make that true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, whoever.
Alpha Proto says, "Is it a life of rich person simulator?" I guess so.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, because the graphics when they were like building the house looked like some Zillow listing or some Google Earth like hovering around some rich person's house.
Right.
But maybe that's what people want. They want lifestyle, Like during the Great Depression, people wanted to be rich, That's why they all dressed in suits and hats all
Look at
day
this
because
couple.
they wanted
They got a kid. They got that kitchen look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That living room look put together.
People, hey, you want some metrics? People are always scanning all these house listings, wishing they could live there and stuff, and they want the 3D model of it. So Manji make the game like that.
Experience not just one life, but the collective shared stories, events, accidents.
I mean, I'm not into Sims, but I just thought this was interesting.
Yeah. Who made this game? Korean?
I think so. Because if I go over here, hold on. I guess you guys can't see it. Let me
They're gonna take over the Sims too.
Yeah, they're just like, we got this too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
running game, running shop.
And America's letting it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we letting it happen. And it's like, no, there's space for all. There is clearly not space for y'all. There is clearly no space. Okay. Wukong, 2 million. Dustborn, 0. There is no space. You got kicked out of the space.
Yeah, and it's a high bar. I mean, you're looking at a game like Wukong, or you're looking like at Stellar Blade, you're looking at like Mecha Break and things like that. That's a high bar. But can we at least not do?
Can you try it? Can you try to shoot for 1,000 players?
Yeah.
2,000.
You can't hit a home run. Can you hit a base hit? Can you get on base?
Hold on, let me.
That's all I'm saying. Step it up a little bit. There's no more. We gotta upgrade.
Yeah, I went there for.
You can say that there's no space for like this failure, but I tell you what, there's a space for people to like the video. If you're in the chat,
oh yes,
if you would do us a solid, just hit the like button so we can keep the show on the air, on the interwebs. Let people know that we are on, and more people can join the conversation.
Yep. Thank you.
I think we have interesting conversations here, right? We're talking about like.
No, they got diversity too.
We're trying to get deep into what's going on with these aesthetics. Like, I mean,
We got
People,
problems,
you can
bro.
say like can't judge a book by its cover, but I
No,
mean, what do
we
people
judging
say
all the
and what
books by the
people
cover.
do is two different things, right?
We judging all the books by the cover. Look, they got diversity too. Content. Discover the diverse lives unfolding in the world of Enzoid.
Yeah, they're gonna run diversity too.
They already did, bro. They won. That's it. They won. You can't even get
I love
black
how
people.
I love how America they were like, oh, if I get the messaging, I have to make it look good. Oh, they have to scale back.
It's like
It-
it's so many problems.
anyway,
It's like they have to go to. Oh man, I didn't even realize the time. They have to go to like writing class, then they got to go to art class or something. Like they need
it's a lot of like
like
rehab going on.
need some lessons or something. I don't know what's happening.
Thing about this country is that it's hard. Like going back to The Crow, which is like I guess the topic of the thumbnail for our
Mm,
stream. It's like the Crow was made in a certain time
right.
when people's opinions about art were respected.
Yeah.
Not like I have art and I have this political science degree and this matters as much as my art opinion. Like, no, that didn't matter
Right.
back then. Power 900 says cool is still being used, actually. I'm like, good. I'm
Yeah, I hope
glad.
so.
Venus says, do they speak like real people? That's the main thing I disliked about Sims.
Oh,
I don't,
I'm not sure.
who knows? I don't know. And if it's from overseas, maybe the translation will be a little stilted, but we don't know.
I'm still trying to figure out where this company is
Yes. Mama
located.
Bear says, depend. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Mama Bear says, depends on the generation. Cool is Sigma to the younger crowd. Alpha Proto says, that game is what I mentioned white people's weekends being like.
Oh, by the way, yeah, it's Korea.
Yeah, I figured.
We got beat
Oh,
again. We got beat. We got beat in diversity again by Korea.
Mama Bear says it looks like The Sims with mods. Sexy is bad, remember? Yeah, it's true. They don't like the sexy. Or they want to create the new version of sexy, which is unsexy. So
So they came. So Korea, China, Japan just came through and said it was bringing sexy back.
yes, yes. They're going to own sexy now. They're going to copyright sexy and allow America to keep doing what they're doing. America's just trying to make unsexy sexy. They're on some crusade and they don't care how many millions of dollars they have to spend. They don't care how many online culture war battles they have to wage on the internet.
Or how much money
They
and
don't
jobs they have to lose, apparently.
right. Their stress levels and all this other
Let's go check out
stuff
Dustborn.
and
Let's refresh.
so it's like they're on that crusade. Meanwhile, they're just like cleaning up, doing the easy money over in the East. So where does that leave everything? I don't know. Like it's still same place, but I think things. I don't know. I mean, will things change? I don't know. I think change will change when there's alternatives made in this country. At least that's what I'll believe that real change will happen in America when somebody from America has the courage and the budget to come out with a game that is along the lines of what is going to appeal to the consumer, not the journalist, not the activist class, not the bots on Facebook and Twitter. Like what the East is doing, like making games like Stellar Blade and with the aesthetics that people want to see. Mama Bear says, I have very different weekends.
Oh,
She
talking about
says,
the game. Yeah.
yes. It says, I'm bringing Jabam back. She's bringing Jabam back.
Jabam!
That's the catchphrase.
Hey,
Is that
is Concord out yet? It's past midnight.
one day?
Yeah, where that? Where that? I'm looking it up right now. Concord. Woo! Let's get it. Let's go. Let's. No, we're not watching that trilogy. Is it
No.
out? Can I like add to carts? Advanced access. What do you mean advanced access?
It's probably in the morning,
Yeah,
They
probably.
don't, they don't want they want the debut number to be as high as it can be. Like they don't
Oh,
want
I
to
can't
put
wait.
it out at like 1 in the morning or something. Well, speaking like it's getting late. Do you want to do the showcase
Oh
or?
crap! Yes, the showcase. By the way, I just want to leave this topic with this, y'all. Dustborn right now with the four in chat. Nobody's playing right now. Black Kong with 5,225 in chat with 1 million people playing it right now at midnight.
For sure.
Okay, so let me get the chat together. I mean the oh man.
Yeah, I mean, look. See, it was so easier back then because everything was cool and we had a monoculture, so it was like anything that was cool was basically sticking around for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like everybody has like ADD and schizoid brain and brain rot that we can't focus on anything like enough on at one time to convince somebody that it's cool.
Right.
Like imagine somebody on The Crow, they like greenlit this director's vision and like a dude looking like a mumble rapper and like the aesthetics were like not gothic and it looked like it was filmed like on some brightly lit HD cam or something and they said this is cool, this is what the kids want. And then like you run in there trying to save the production saying like, hold up, wait a minute, that's not cool. Look at The Crow 94. Look at this music. We should have a soundtrack of like guys that, fit the aesthetics of The Crow. And they're like, look at you and says, I'm not doing that. I'm busy right now. I'm scrolling through a TikTok. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have time for that. That's not proven. No, The Cure hasn't a hit album in like whatever, like 25 years. Like, no one cares about gothic stuff anymore. Prove it to me.
Right.
Prove it to me with the numbers or something. And it's like, can you prove it to you with your eyeballs? This looks like it sucks. No, my data shows that this is awesome because he looks like a TikTok guy, and TikTok is money. And they're like, what are you talking? Anyway, so this is our post your art section.
Yes.
In our Discord. If you would like to join our Discord, check out the link in the description. Every week we show artwork from viewers like you. Okay. You can go in the post your art section on our Discord, post your artwork, and we'll check it out on stream.
Yep.
So today it looks like we have something from a up and coming young scrappy artist right here known as Art Attack X.
Young.
Yes.
I don't know if I could use the word young anymore, but
that's right. He's 8 years old. Going on 9 right here.
So these are just some time lapses, y'all, which is in my other channel, which I will post right now. This is the art-based channel, because over here we do art too, but we can let our opinions fly.
So this is from the YouTube channel Digital Art Riots. You can check that out. He posts time lapses so you can see the art process. This is of Tifa.
Yep.
Speed drawing. That looks awesome. Gogeta. This is like the finished product. Look at him. He's got a lot of swirls going on in there.
Yep.
He's charging up, or he's about to do some move right now.
That was that was actually a redraw from the still from the actual Broly movie. So
yeah. You know what's crazy? Like Gogeta has been around for how many years at this point? Over 30 years, right?
He's been around for 30 years and he's only been seen like 3 times. That's the funny part.
It's crazy.
Yeah, because I think what it was like the Janemba movie, the Broly movie. Crap, I don't know. Because most of the time they use Vegito, which is, I don't know. Somebody tried to tell me that Vegito is actually stronger than Gogeta. Like one fusion is better than the other. I have no idea. It's some kind of math thing. I can't get into it. All right, next we got.
It's funny. Mama Beth says, "Who has the Fast and Furious happen in the background? I keep hearing tires screeching." That's the Bronx. You know
The
what I'm saying?
Bronx, the lovely place of the Bronx.
That's
I could
New
wa-
York City. That's what the mayor's is allowed.
yeah,
They
I could
enter out there and say,
100% say for anybody who's thinking about visiting our lovely city, don't.
they
It's not,
love the screeching tires.
yeah, it's
This
not
is
worth it.
what they. But anyway,
We got Bree over here. Now I saw this video. This is an actual video. Y'all should go watch. Brina, if you have, matter of fact, never mind. I'm gonna just go get it for you. But yeah, this is she did a sketch off of this was the beginning sketch off of what's the why do I forget the name of the show? Blue Samurai, I think. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
Blue-eyed samurai.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Blue-eyed samurai.
Oh, I'm just trying to get. Why can I not get on her page, her actual page?
Is that what it is? Oh, the one on top. Yeah.
Yeah. What is up with YouTube? Oh, here we go. Sorry, I was just trying to get the last video she did. I'm gonna copy and paste it for y'all. Y'all should go check out her channel as well. Share, copy, boom, boom. That's Brina's video that she just did, y'all. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Next we have Makani. Now I know he's probably asleep right now or not. He was doing some flats for this character. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Doing his thing as per
Doing
usual.
his thing. Mama Bear says Fast and Furious Bronx Drift.
the dead ass edition, like the
Exactly. Not as glamorous looking as those
No.
movies, you know.
No. We got no budget. No budget whatsoever.
No budget Fast and Furious.
No budget whatsoever. This was Hage. So I drew Krillin as Kirby. Because I saw it on and Hage, I think he drew me as Kirby.
Trauma face. That's funny.
That is actually funny. My man is a clown. We got Makani once again. He's working with the old school Micron. So this was I had an idea of like this too, and I might do it one day. Where
You draw with the Micron?
no, he drew off a reference of AI.
Oh.
Always think that's a funny thing to do, like just like AI stealing your art, or steal it back. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like that. This was just more from my channel, y'all. This was Resident Evil. I only posted one this week because I got to get my act. I had a lot of stuff going on in the beginning of the week. But yeah, I will.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is Sheva from Resident Evil 5,
Right.
and you have Wesker.
Yes. And it's funny, this is not even my favorite Resident Evil game, and it's the game I clocked in the most hours. Don't ask me to explain it. I don't understand why. It was just fun to me.
Looks cool.
Brina coming back in. I'm saying that she was finishing it up.
Oh, the colored version. Oh, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
That's legit. Nice. Oh, it's still going.
Look at all
Got some
this
design in the back right here. This looks like this could be the ad for the cartoon.
Right. Boom. We got Derek. I'll speak to Derek in a minute, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go on Twitch and invade his chat. See, it's because we start all our shows are on at the same time.
Yeah.
And we're all late. It's all like late night with the late night owls.
Doing his thing.
That looks cool, man. He's still drawing his comic. That's a good one from him. I like this one.
Yeah.
You know,
use of the black spotting black is pretty
interesting.
Dope. Yeah, we got Kira. She's doing a quick doodle right here. And she might be doing that for her channel.
Nice.
Maki again is doodling at work.
Nice.
Maki mystifies me. He be doodling at work. He be doodling in the train. I'm like, I don't understand, bro. You live in Cali. I don't. He must live in the good Cali. I'm gonna start calling him bougie next time I go on the stream. I'll be like, there ain't no
Well,
way.
I guess you got to keep your head on a swivel a little bit. But I think it's more crazy if you have an iPad or something. Then they'll just like rob your iPad. If you're in a sketchbook, they're probably.
But I think he's drawn on his tablet on the train too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Maybe the dudes from the hood are like, yo, you drew that? Dude, that's hot.
Yo, son, can I get a piece?
Yo, can I get a piece? Can you draw? Do you do walls?
Oh, that's a skit waiting to happen right there.
That's what the dude asks. It's always like, you do walls?
Like, why walls? Yo,
Yes.
so I got this idea, right? I mean, why is the hood so frustrated?
I don't know. You got to get into a t-shirt collab with some hood guy.
Always.
And Breeze, it's like, this is like stickers of
Oh, yeah, that's pretty dope.
it's like Yoshi and some other characters. Very nice. So they could be avatars for like your informs and stuff. That could
Yeah.
be your Abby. Very nice.
My mom bear said he lives in San Francisco. Oh, maybe it's is it calmer over there? I don't know.
Okay. All right. What else we got?
Well, I was
More of
assuming
Maki's drawing. Right?
Right.
He's putting in rendering like he's
rendering. He's got the green filter going on.
a very muscular person. He's doing his thing. Very cool. All right. You got Hage. Don't.
This is Eric July. I don't know who is TJ.
Yes. Who? Don't leave TJ. I have no idea what TJ is. Is this a person?
I'm not. I don't know.
Yes.
See, now I gotta talk to Hage to understand the reference.
Yes, I don't know the lore.
Hage's really good at capturing likenesses, though.
Yeah, he is good. He'll like get like one screen grab from you, and he'll like go to town.
Yeah,
like he don't need a lot to get going. So someone will have to explain who that is.
Right.
My
man, Shaquan Verse is here. With the cover.
Yeah, Shaquan Verse has never repeated like a character. He always has like new characters all the time.
Word.
But this is cool. Look at this. It's the arm wrestling match. Yeah, Shaquan
doing his thing. Like that one. Brina. Oh, Brina has that's the video. That's the video.
Shaquan's art is like evolving. Got Bree.
That's the video she made. Very good video.
All right.
Y'all should go check that out. That's the one I put the link to.
Yeah, you guys gotta join a Discord to see the talent. You got
this
more in Micron.
He's doing another
practical piece in sketch form.
Work doodle.
Yes, maybe that's the way it's gonna happen in the future. You know, people are just gonna go have to go to prove that they're not AI. They're going to have to, you know, do it by hand. See, I'm a real person. I'm a real person drawing.
I ain't AI.
I'm not AI. Because maybe they won't believe time lapses anymore. They'll be like, yeah, I could do time lapses now. And they're like, damn it. They're gonna be back to canvases all over again, drawing comics on paper, Bristol paper, and scanning it in. Crazy. But anyway, I'm
gonna do a time lapse of this right here.
Oh, Brina says, Dan, it's not Yoshi, it's Mochi the Dragon in his 3 forms. Oh, my bad. My bad. There you go. It's Mochi the Dragon. Guys, thanks for participating in the art showcase. If you want to join the Discord. The link is in the description.
Yep. I remember.
Look at that cover of Red Cyberpunk Fairytale. Look at that. That is like you did a remix. This is also used for the banner for Digital Art Riot.
Now, I just want to tell y'all something. This piece is tragic.
Why?
This is a tragic piece. Because I just learned something about, you know what's funny? One day because I'm going to start doing videos where I'm talking over them. And one day I'll go over, I'll include this as a joke. So I believe I lost, or someone lost the original version to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think. I have to check. But regardless of what I did lose was the actual time lapse of the original. So I went and I took a banner version of this. I started tracing over my own work, and then I was like, oh wait, I need more space. So then I expanded it to the space you see right now, which is about 14 by 17, and dropped my old art in. And then I started doing it. Long story short, the time lapse is destroyed. So the time lapse will not look like this crisp. It looks like the time lapse looks like a time lapse or something that I did in 42 DPI.
Damn.
And I
They
was
got like
like,
the Sega CD cutscene quality.
yeah, I was like, what happened? I'm like, I can't post this.
So you reduce the pixels in the middle of the drawing. Is that what's going on?
I expanded the pixels in the middle of the draw.
Oh, very
So
strange.
yeah, so what I should have did was I should have took my original piece of this, it made it at the size that it needs to be,
Yes.
and then trace that. Oh wait, Brina has. It's like, oh yeah, you can't crop or anything. I thought I told you that. If you did, I didn't remember. But yeah, my time lapse looks. I don't even know if it shows here. Yeah, look.
I told y'all. Yeah.
So I started
That's
doing
weird.
it. Yeah, I started doing it off of yeah. Look at that.
You can't crop.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I can't post this. This is
Bro.
unusable. Which is funny because it's like you would think that I would have the time lapse of the piece that I have featured on the banner of my thing, but I'm just like, well, like yeah, one day I'll include it in like a video of other art as a joke. It do look like some Nintendo joint though. It's kind of funny.
Maybe you could put. Well, I was gonna say you post it on Twitter, but then you could expand the Twitter, like so.
It won't work, bro. Look at this right now. Look at this. The joint look terrible.
You have to post it on Instagram, and usually you can't make it that big unless you're zooming in.
Yeah, nah. It doesn't matter because it's pixelated from that. Like it.
It's good. It'll look as crisp if you got an iPhone 6. It'll be like fire.
Yeah, if y'all want to see this crisp, like go get a phone from like, you know what I'm saying, 5 years ago. Yeah, that's what the time lapse looked like. But then the actual art looked like this. Make it make sense.
Looks legit though. That's looking fire.
Thank you. Oh, also, by the way, also small note, the creators of Procreate came out and said they will never use AI tools in their art because they feel that a human being should be the one to make art. And I was like, okay, he took his stand. And then this is opposed to Photoshop, who is going to use any art that you do to train their AI. Did Photoshop say that? Well, I know they had some involvement with AI, but Instagram definitely did. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna get up out of here.
Yes, if you would like to purchase the comic book that this drawing is based on, you can check out redcomicbook.com. redcomicbook.com.
Yeah, it's a if you look a couple comments up, the link is right there.
That's our comic book, Red a Cyberpunk Fairytale, 88 pages, full color, written and drawn by us.
Right.
You know, it's the coolest comic book, around. You know what I'm saying? Volume 2. It's got a lot of action, okay?
It's action packed. There's a lot of things
Action packed. But check out Volume 1. It's available at redcomicbook.com. Any final words from the chat? Said this needs to be an emoji.
Wait, what needs to be
on Kirby? Oh, talking about like her his character.
Oh, I thought they meant the Sean Kirby.
Maybe. Brina says they're also thinking of making a desktop version of Procreate. That'll be legit.
Word.
That'll be legit. Power 900 says you still have the stream intro though. That is true. That is true.
Yeah. I just thought it'd be nice to have the time lapse. Right?
Red needs more cybernetics in Volume 2. Yes. Or we're gonna be going into the VR world.
Yeah.
In Volume 2. Virtual reality troopers VR. Remember that?
VR troopers.
Yeah, we are VR.
So what did we learn today? We learned today that America is in dire emergency mode. That I mean, it's very dismal. I'm sorry. For anybody who lives here, which I guess is the majority of you, except for Mama Bear, uh, and anybody else I can't think of that doesn't live here. But yeah, one day we will have a thread. Oh, not thread. Maybe we'll have a video on what can be done, in America to revive us. There's a lot of damage to repair. You know what I'm saying? Which means that there's gonna have to be a lot of drastic moves.
Well, I guess now maybe they could see it as like some kind of because we were battling with ourselves, and it seems like now they're are battling with the fans, and now maybe they're battling with the East now.
The battle with the East. It's not really a battle. Like
No,
the
it's
two
just
two
like in
million
words.
versus 0 is not a battle.
True.
Like that's not even a massacre. Like it's like the East is like a Lovecraftian god, and the West is like the humans that the Lovecraftian gods don't even notice. They just they just keep like they just walk across the water or across land, and it's just like ants to them. It's just like, oh, whatever, little guy. Uh,
Rena says no, I meant Sean Kirby. Mm. Or On Bear says if Sean is Kirby, who would Dan be? I don't know.
I don't know. Good question. Let's go through a
That's
list.
Hoggy for that one.
Yeah, he the master of that one.
Yeah. So very cool, guys. If you like the video, continue to like the stream. I mean, like if you like the stream, like the video. I got my thing in burst.
No, it's all good.
It's
Yeah,
late.
like the video. We will see y'all sometime next week. So everybody have a good weekend. Stay safe. And,
Follow us on the social medias.
right.
Links in the description.
Yep. And we will be back with you to report on whatever else is going on. I'm pretty. I guess one of our next reports is gonna be the Concord numbers because that's gonna be tomorrow. Not that we'll
Yeah.
be on tomorrow. I mean, like we'll know tomorrow. So by next week
Yeah,
we'll have a full
and maybe we'll
grasp.
have like our take on like what could the West do to get back on track. Like what are like the top 5 things we could do to get back on track? I
They
don't
need to
know.
go into the movie studios and delete the Crow, and then they need to go and delete those games. Like just delete them.
Yeah, it's hey, it's never happened.
Like yo,
We'll do
recycling
better.
bin empty.
You imagine if that became a thing, just deleting. I mean, they already started with David Zaslav at Warner's. He deleted Batgirl before you even saw it. But
Yeah, so
imagine,
they need to Zaslav the rest of the industry. Delete.
and they deleted Willow from Disney Plus. So I guess
yeah, apparently
deletion is already happening. So
Disney's
I don't know if
deleting.
I don't know. In a way, as an artist, I cannot endorse pro deletion. I don't think like by a corporation, no matter how bad the art is, I guess. But it's really bad. Like they're really you're pushing me to the limit. You know what I mean? Like man.
They deleted all the merch of the Acolyte store.
Yeah, there's like some kind of like this never happened. And maybe there needs to be a record that this happened so that we'll never do it again. Like so deleting it may be a way to like is it better? Is it worse? I haven't decided yet.
Doesn't that mean they're chicken? I mean, these people are willing to put out stuff like Dustborn, right? So I'm like, yo, then stand by it. Like, I say these people, I say Americans in general. I know Dustborn has nothing to do with Star Wars, but I'm like, when you delete the Acolyte, I'm just like, why don't you stand by? Like, yo, this girl made a whole video dancing and twerking about injustice or something, and then you just went and deleted her merch. I guess you really don't believe in what you say you believe, huh, Disney?
Damn, deep.
I'm just saying. Anyway, on that note.
Alpha Proto says, good show. Top 5 ways to improve entertainment in America is a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Got the endorsement from Alpha Proto.
There you go.
Thank you, Alpha Proto. Brina said Dustborn was made in Norway. Interesting. Norway? I mean, like, maybe like the graphics were made in Norway and then the idea was cooked by some,
Who? Hold on. Before I go, let me
or
see.
maybe it was made in Norway. I have no idea. Maybe it's like
Oh,
I have to think about that. We can't do the research right now. I mean, you could if you want. The Wile E. Coyote movie's gone too. Yeah, they deleted that. That was the only one that looked like I might want to see that.
right.
They were like, I just think because maybe it's good. They just think that Wile E. Coyote is not a character that can make a lot of money or something. I don't think. I think anything can make. I don't know. They should give it. I don't know. Maybe it's bad. I don't know. But
What the
they
Wile E.
already made
Coyote
it.
movie?
Just release it. This new content, right?
Right.
I mean, they Batista. They made that a sequel to that spy movie where like he's like taking care of that little kid or something. And they made a sequel to that. So I mean, why not make the Wile E. Coyote movie? Just release that.
Yeah.
So all right, can you find it or
I'm looking. Who? Not Quantic Dream. What was the
Alpha
name?
Proto Stuber? No, it's My Spy. I think that's what it's called. My Spy. He's like guarding some little kid or something. And then they recently made a sequel to it, and I'm like, I didn't even think the first one was big, but maybe it was. I
Right. Okay. Red
mean,
Thread.
they released the Crow. They might as well release Wile E. Coyote. Brina says no, it wasn't bad. The test viewers really liked the movie. Oh, you mean the Wile E. Coyote? Oh yeah, yeah. Because I figured it's a movie about the Wile E. Coyote. He's suing Acme because the product blew up in his face.
Mm.
So that means that during the trial, they'll have all the Warner Brothers as characters as like a character witness. I'm sure, like Bugs Bunny will be in it, and you know, Porky Pig, and Daffy Duck. And I don't know who the lawyer for the other team would be. Maybe the lawyer for the other team.
Right.
Depends if it's a human, because you know it's like a mix between the humans and live action and the cartoons. So it depends if the humans are funny and stuff. Because I think they're very scared of Space Jam 2. I think Space Jam 2 scared them off of Warner Brother cartoon properties.
Yeah.
So they're afraid to have that again. You know.
And yeah, there's a Norway company. So my mistake on that one, and including them in the.
Yeah, we got a blank screen here. What's going on here?
Oh no, that's just because my thing blanked out. Yeah.
Give it
Even though they
pound
still
100.
have
Yeah.
the whole sentiments up. Even real quick, the Forbes article. I guess the Forbes did a review. Dustborn is among the most unrepentantly liberal and left leaning games out there. Really?
Okay.
I
Guess
didn't.
so. Maybe is that a good or bad? I mean, like, is that all right? That's a statement of fact. But then, how's
Yeah.
the actual game?
If you spend 20 seconds glancing at YouTube comments on social media, you'll probably know this. Hundreds of people disavowed without even playing it. Such is 2024. Oh, so I need to play it. By the way, I don't understand this. I don't understand this whole thing. It's like, well, you need to play it for. No, this is what trailers are for.
Yeah, if you like the trailer, then you watch it. Like, do you go and see everything, even if you don't like the trailer? Like, you go to watch every movie. I guess if you're a reviewer, we're a reactor channel. We're reacting.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you're a critic, you better go watch the movie. That's what they pay you for. Oh, that's what you do.
Right.
But I mean, at some point, like they make it like I mean, what is Rotten Tomatoes for? What is Metacritic for? Like, if it gets low reviews, should people just buy it anyway to experience everything for themselves?
Yeah.
It's like when they say, like, "Oh, listen, don't walk in the middle of the street because you're gonna get hit by a car." Do you need to go outside and test the theory, or just look at the examples of everybody else getting hit by the car?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't gotta go. You don't gotta do. Put yourself in through that. But definitely, yeah, I don't understand it either. It's like
Right.
the previews are bad. Is there something that you ever saw the previews were terrible and you saw the actual movie and it was fantastic? I mean, it's got to be very rare. I've seen a trailer that was like okay, and then the movie was like way better than the trailer, but I never saw like a trailer that showed me that it was like, this looks terrible, like completely terrible. And then I saw the movie, it's like, my goodness.
Right. We're gonna leave on that right there. And then It's another game about to come out. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here. Everyone have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right, peace out.